Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. It is Saturday, Sci-Fi Saturday. We're doing some sci-fi. Do you like sci-fi? Do you do sci-fi? We do sci-fi. I love some sci-fi. We're going to do some sci-fi. We've got a special guest today. He is a YouTuber, a fellow content creator who reviews movies and does a really good job of it. He's fairly new in the verse, and you know me, I like to help support other content creators and their channels. And since we both love science fiction and movies, I thought I'd drag his butt on the show with me. So we'll be back in a minute. Let me do the thing.
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you are possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheist.
All right, today is Saturday. I have a special guest. Let me bring him up here. This is Gavin. Uh-oh. He got all...
Hello, everyone.
You got all your internet just shat on you.
Oh, look at that.
Well, I know.
That's
right?
just me.
That's the sci-fi aspect. No, as soon as I put you up on the screen, man, your internet locked. That's cool. That's cool. We'll make it go though. You're good. It's going good now.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. We'll get there. Put it back up.
We'll make it work.
There you go. There you go. You're fine. Awesome. Everybody, this is Gavin. He runs the YouTube channel Gavin Goes to the Movies. Good morning, Gavin. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. And I want to let everybody know right now, Gavin is monitoring the chat. So he's watching. And this is Gavin's very first live stream, my friends. He's a content creator.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Yes, we are breaking his live stream cherry right now on the show. And look, there's John Hudson. What a person to be here to help with that. Good morning, John. Let me say hello to everybody. Dane Darklight, good morning. I noticed it said something like you talked to Kelly on the stream. Oh, you must have called the show. Did you call the show last night and talk to Kelly? Must have been very interesting. Sorry, I missed it. I was doing a different show last night. We had a great time. It was a fundraiser for Darante, that guy. I don't know if you've heard of Darante. You haven't heard of Darante probably, but they've heard of Darante. And it was a really good time. We raised some coin for the guy. It was a nice little fundraiser. He's hit 10,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to get me up here so we're like kind of even. How's that? Because you can't be taller than me. I know the truth.
Yeah.
You just need to put yourself back down smaller is what you need to tilt it for me.
Right.
Oh.
It's just to adjust.
Yes, adjust. You didn't hear that, but the people in chat just heard the evil one is here. Yes, the evil one is watching. The evil one, of course, is the wife. I think you know her. You may have met her once or twice. Seen her on TV. So good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. This is Gavin, the G-Man. And real quick, yeah, the evil one is here. Left-handed John. They're fans. They're fans of the evil one.
The evil one.
So Gavin, let me ask you real quick, what got you? Tell us about your channel real quick. Let's let you talk for a minute. Tell us about you and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So once again, I'm a content creator. I started making videos at the beginning of 2023. And for the longest time, just like all of us here are on YouTube, and I'm watching stuff that I'm into, exercise, food, movies, video games, whatever it may be. And one day, I remember the exact moment that I was like, I'm gonna do this. I was watching another person that has a movie channel, and they were ranking the DC animated universe, whatever it was. I just clicked on it and I watched. I was like, that was really cool. Like, I want to talk more about that. So I started not knowing anything. I just had my iPhone and just kind of went at it. And as the years went on, it started progressing, and it was all fun. I really focus on my channel on all things movies, but my main focus is kind of leaning more towards horror. I really love horror, and I like to get my message out of how deep horror actually goes. I have that. I like to do, you know, the big blockbusters, and recently I've been going more into a little bit more indie. So I'm kind of gathering everything for my channel, but the horror is kind of starting to take over a little bit, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Well, if it's your calling, you know, if it's what you really enjoy, absolutely pursue it. You know, that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this? When did you fire this?
So beginning of 23, so about 2 years, at the kind of in the fall of 23, I took a break. I was doing school and I was doing all this other stuff. So I took about 4 or 5 months off, and then I really kick-started it back up at the beginning of 2024. And since then, it's been a lot faster than the first year for sure.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I got to be honest. As somebody who's done a YouTube channel, and I've done it twice now. This is my second time. It has been. It's a job, isn't it? It's work.
Big time. Yes.
It's work. Yes. But I'm glad you stuck with it. You just now, if I heard right, did you recently become monetized?
I was, yeah, very recently.
Very recently.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me let Ollie down. Our computer guy here, for those who want to make sure and see Ollie before he goes away. He was sitting with Papa, but now he's getting tired of getting shuffled around, so he wants down. So there's Ollie. Brian's here. Make that yes. I see a new name. I don't think I can pronounce it. I'm not going to try. Good morning name I can't pronounce. Interesting string of letters put together. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, Kelly Laughlin, man, all you wonderful people. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I have a list of questions here actually for you. So
yeah, let's do it.
I never knew that about you, about what kicked you off and what made you decide to go do that thing. And it's that simple. It was just one day I was watching it and I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm a little surprised that, you know, it's such a fun. I've thought about doing it. I actually have a channel called I Spy Sci-Fi, and I was going to do the same thing. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. A few review. I did live streams because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had this notion that live stream was the way to go. It's not the way to go. Right. Later, added on, but yeah, it's no. So I actually did it because that's so much fun. And then I watch you and I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. He's not arguing religion or politics or nothing. He's watching cool movies. You know? I mean, but you have to understand that there's still arguments, you know what I mean, that you're going to have with people. You're going to have this opinion of this thing, and a lot of people aren't. And so that's actually kind of fun to debate on that. That's true. But yeah. Well, let's see. Dane Darklock says, I like this Chris interviewing people. Yeah, you know, it's fun. Well, I thought what I'll do is I'll get somebody else here to talk. Why not? So I don't have to do all the talk. I'm just lazy. There's no, that's all. I don't know about that. Yeah, not when it comes to a YouTube channel, people are not lazy. And yeah, guys, the headache has returned. So if you're wondering why I keep grabbing my head, sorry. It's sometimes I'm just doing it before I even realize, oh yeah, I'm grabbing my head. So, but we'll get over that. Yeah, so that is very cool. Now, you said you have a preference in horror. I want to ask you about your thoughts, and I actually think I did watch your review of this, but what were your thoughts on the most recent Predator movie? Alien movie. Was it Alien. Romulus, yes. Yeah. So let me go back a little bit. So my history with Alien isn't what I hoped it would be, right? I didn't grow up watching it. I remember on AMC one day when I was maybe 12, 13 in that range, they had the worst Alien, or arguably the worst Alien Resurrection playing. And that was my introduction to Alien. Now, as a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. You know, it was just cool. But then I had a long gap, and then I jumped back into the Alien franchise and started with 1, 2. The first one I saw in theaters was Prometheus, and that one has everyone right down the middle. And I thought it was cool for what it was. But as far as, it's kind of like choppy as far as my timeline with Alien. But Romulus, I mean, man, that to me was the
it took all the things that worked through the series and put it together. So maybe it wasn't the best one technically, but I feel like it did a lot of the things right. I really dug it.
You know, one of the things I enjoy about Romulus is that it's got so many of the things that if you know about the entirety of the verse, it's pretty cool. Like the robots are the same robots from Blade Runner. They're related.
Exactly.
Weyland Yutani, you know, there's this history that I really enjoyed. There were a lot of, I had issues with Romulus. I want to call them all logical issues. You know, the film, the cinematography was great. The graphics were great. I enjoyed the actors. The actors did a fantastic job. The one black actor who played her robot brother.
Yeah.
There were things the character did that I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But he did a fantastic job. And the fact that I reacted to the character means he did that much. You know, I really enjoyed things like that. It was such a fun little ride. But my history goes way back with Alien. Way back. And all right, let me ask you then, now that you've seen so many of them, which one is your favorite one?
My favorite one is probably, I might get roasted for this, but it's probably Romulus or Prometheus. Now, like, those are the newest ones that I've seen as far as what's come out.
Gavin was on our channel, but now he is gone. Thank you, Gavin.
I don't know, man. Like, I do like the horror aspect. No, I do like the horror aspect of the first one. And I think that's something that was lost in Aliens, which before I watched Aliens, everyone said that was the best one. But I think I like Alien more than Aliens. But because of that aspect of it just sticking straight to horror, and it was just a survival story. I really dug that.
You know, Sumami says Blade Runner droids aren't connected to the Weyland Yutani droids. The Weyland in Weyland Yutani is from Weyland Industries in Blade Runner. They're connected. I mean, if I remember right, but I could be wrong. I was wrong once. It was a long time ago. But yeah, they are. Right. My understanding, they're all connected, and that's one of the things that makes it. Also, another show that's connected was one with Russell. Damn it, Kurt Russell, where he played a man who was genetically engineered. Oh, I can't. Soldier. Have you seen Soldier?
I've never seen that. No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, he becomes obsolete, so they drop him on this moon, and he ends up saving the day. You know, yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Tyrell. Tyrell, that's right. That is right. I could pretty much swear though. Let me ask the chat and find out. Because I thought, but you know.
And fun fact for everyone. I don't know if they know this, but Blade Runner is getting a show. I believe it's this year, and then Alien is getting a show this year as well. So we're getting more into both of those universes.
Awesome. Yep. A series, really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Alien one's called Alien Earth, and that's on Hulu this year, and I'm not sure about the Blade Runner where that's at, but that's being a series too.
Let's see. I'm asking the questions. Let's see, Alien and Predator. Let's see, because I mean, we'll see. Yes, Blade Runner, Alien, and Predator have been loosely connected through Easter eggs and shared themes, but they are not officially in the same cinematic universe. Okay, so the shared aesthetic and themes. Predator 2, let's see, Ridley Scott's influences, blah, 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 blah. You know, either way, though, I have to say, I've always enjoyed their futuristic... Okay, I'm going to do something. Sorry.
Very good.
I'm gonna. It's hard. I got a headache, man. Lots is hard.
That headache.
Yeah. So it is really cool. All of the stories are very, very fun to watch. I was a little disappointed with the Ash, the computer generated work they did with Ash in Romulus. Yeah. I mean, I've seen YouTube creators with DaVinci Resolve who could have done better. I was a little. I just say it was a little sad, but otherwise,
like none of it worked. Yeah, none of that part worked.
Yeah.
It looked bad. It was kind of in bad taste.
True. Demoni Green says no more Predators. They always let me down.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You
I
know,
mean,
go ahead.
I like the last one, Prey. Prey, I thought did a great
Oh
job.
yeah.
As far as everything in between the first one and that one, I'm
Mm,
kind of there with you.
yeah. You know, it's just I would have to say I really enjoy Prey, and then
Mhm.
Predator. It would be a good watch. Prey, and then Predator 2, and then after that, you know, there's a mix of Alien, Predator. You know, but it's such a fun
Yeah.
universe. Me and the evil one have gone, and I was surprised how much she liked it. I think she likes the Predators better than the Aliens. Um,
Okay.
but and there's one with Adrian Brody where he gets dropped on a planet, and that's one of the ones I enjoyed.
Well,
Pretty good
yeah,
too.
Predators, I believe, with an S.
Predators. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is fan. Let me
Yeah,
check.
that
I
one's
do
cool.
have. That was good, and the graphics, of course, the new graphics. So
Yeah.
you cover all kinds of movies. That's what I said. So particularly horror. I didn't really realize that. I'm making a note. Horror.
Yeah, no,
Don't
it
leave
didn't
her
start
alone.
that way.
Okay. Oh, it didn't.
Yeah.
So let me ask you,
No.
what is your
Yeah.
evil one? Does she is she a horror fan, or is your evil one what's her favorite genre?
I'm trying. I'm trying to get her into that. You know, she likes movies, obviously,
Okay.
but she's definitely nowhere near into it like I am. You know, and it's funny. We started this tradition on Halloween for the past 2 years. It's a pretty new tradition where I would choose a movie that we would watch and hopefully that she would like. First one I
Okay.
started off with was The Thing, the John Carpenter's The Thing, and she
Ouch,
dug that
yeah.
one a lot.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Cool.
She liked it. Yeah. And, you know, speaking of sci-fi, there's that. But then this past year, I threw on this movie called The Autopsy of Jane Doe. And I don't know if anyone in the chat has seen that. And I watched that a few years ago. And I remember it being pretty darn scary. And I thought that she could handle it. And she was terrified. She was so mad at me for putting that movie on. I was like, okay, we can't go that far.
Right. Okay. Good to know. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Did
Yeah.
you go back and watch the remake of Thing with her? Have you seen that?
I've not seen the original. No.
No. I mean the remake. Okay. Wait.
Oh, the remake, the 2010
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
that
seen
was bad.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, here's the deal. You got to watch that one first and then watch the original second because it's actually a prequel. And yeah, and me and the evil one well, you know, especially if maybe it's because I'm a fan of the original and with the original one, you get to see them, they go over to the other base in the show and they're like, oh my god, what the hell happened here? And you see this thing out in the snow all burned to crap, and you see a lot of the things in this movie we get to see in the prequel. We get to see how all that happened, and I really enjoyed that. That was kind of one of the things, maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, was because you get to see that. So watching the first one, the prequel first, and then watching the original in order, and you're like, oh man, that's cool.
No, I totally agree. If you
Yeah.
go in blind and you watch the prequel first, it's going to be much better because you don't know what's going to happen to these people. You think this is the first thing. So I get that.
And, you know, for me though, really, I have to say, now see, there is a black and white thing. That's not the one I'm talking about. I think that's a different one. Oh, wow. We got a super chat. Raven Lunatic said, glad to see you on the show, Gavin. Talking to you.
Thank you.
Guardian shirt shows you have good taste. Oh, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Chris, can you dim the lights a bit more? We can still see you. Thank you for the super chat, Raven. I appreciate you. Shut up, Raven. Raven's a regular repeat offender here on the show.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Brent, thank you for joining us. So for those of you catching up, he is Gavin from Gavin Goes to the Movies. He has a YouTube channel where he reviews now let me ask you, did you just drop your first top 10s, or are you doing something along those lines?
So I've done top 10s before. I've done rankings and stuff, but I just did one 2 days ago on 10 reasons why Dune Part 2 should win Best Picture, or could win Best Picture, or why it should win. Yeah. So I'm starting to do more top 10s, rankings, stuff like that. I kind of shied away from that for a little bit, but they're fun. They're fun little projects to do.
I like using them as a little uh, it's a pattern, a template. It's easy to make, to get the message out, to help grow channel. It's a good starting place. I do them. I've got lists of them yet to create, but it also gets weary. And you want to do other things and create other things. So like the video you watched yesterday, that wasn't a top 10 video.
No, it was just kind of a discussion.
Yeah. Just, rhetoric. Here in just a second, it's very short. It's not sci-fi. I won't show the people. But I dropped a video yesterday, people, and it's about why Jesus should be burning in hell. If they're both real, they should be together forever. I'm just saying. So go check that video out if you're into that sort of thing. And we got KCA Randy here. Does he do Star Wars stuff too? Let's find out. Do you do Star Wars stuff?
So Star Wars, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I'm not the biggest fan. I have the steel books for the prequels and the original trilogy. So I do dabble in it. I was really hyped when Disney got Star Wars, but man, they proved me wrong. I will say one of the best things that came from that, them acquiring them was Rogue One. Rogue One is probably my favorite, if not top 2. I think they did a great job with that. But as far as Star Wars goes, I do like Star Wars a lot. I just don't have faith in what they're doing going forward because of the past trilogy. It's kind of a hit or miss.
Okay. So let me ask you, how do you feel then about Kathleen Kennedy stepping aside? You've heard that, right? She's stepping aside. Yeah,
I did. I saw that. It was this past week, I think, when that news broke. Man, absolutely. I have nothing against her because once again, I'm not Star Wars isn't my main focus, or it's not something that I am live or die by. So I'm kind of not neutral. I like it more so than neutral. But I was really excited when I saw that because, like I just said, they are not doing something right. So there needs to be some big shakeup there. And you know what? To give her credit, I don't know if it's just her or if it's Disney. The executives, her bosses, saying you have to hit this. Exactly. So, and that kind of goes back to my thing with, I'm really interested in the DC, the comics over there and how they're rebooting that. Was it Zack Snyder and everyone in charge over there? Or was it the execs? So there's a lot of things kind of parallels with that. Let's see what happens.
Gotcha. Well, I actually enjoy so you've got the Star Wars movies where they're the numbered movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the prequels, 1, 2, 3, a little bit. I really enjoy 3 because that finally lets me see how Darth Vader came to be. And if you're somebody who grew up with the originals, New Hope and Empire and that series, that was pretty big to see how all that happened. But a lot of it was difficult to watch. Anakin doing some of the things Anakin did and still there was just some logical things in there that made it really, really difficult. Then the last trilogy, I had hopes, man. Like you said, I had hopes. I was disappointed. I just, it's hard to pin down. It's hard to say, I'm a Star Trek guy, so it's not really my bag, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd have done that or not. And then I watched other people go, that sucked. And I was like, but as somebody who grew up with Star Wars, I did grow up with it, and I did have certain hopes and expectations, and they could have made me a bigger fan had they stuck more to kind of the way they were doing. With this, matter of fact, they kind of, with Rey and all that, I thought Rey was kind of a cool character, and I like what they were doing with her. I enjoyed all the new characters. I thought they were great. It was just, things just got really, I'd have to go watch them again. Yeah. And you're like, oh no, what I liked is that anybody can be a Jedi. That's cool. Anybody. You don't have to be Luke Skywalker's daughter or son or business like that in order to be a powerful, super powerful Jedi. Because Rey shows that she's nobody, and then turns out Rey's actually the Emperor's granddaughter. So I'm like,
Well, that's the thing. They acquired Lucasfilm, and then they fast-tracked this first movie, The Force Awakens, and they had J.J. Abrams come in. I think he wrote it. I'm not quite sure. But then they brought in Rian Johnson for the next one, and now there's two different ideas where there wasn't a plan laid out for the trilogy of what story are they trying to tell, what's the character arcs going to be. So now you start with that one, and then you bring in someone else to write it that they're building off of this, so they're going to bring their own ideas. And then J.J. Abrams come back for the third one, the last one, and now he has to build off of those ideas, which weren't his original, or it was original but not in the middle. So now everything's convoluted, and you're trying to pick up the pieces from someone else's idea where there was no plan. And I think that was probably the biggest downfall.
Right. Oh, you know, they had other things too. Like, yeah. You're right. I mean, there's, rather than go and nitpick about stupid things, just turn away. Now, but I say all these things to bring it back to, I actually enjoyed Rogue One. I enjoyed the Han Solo one. I mean, there were, again, like all things, there were a couple things, but I enjoyed those. Though I think those two were a good fun ride compared to the numbered series. Maybe it's just getting the Jedi kind of out of the way.
That's what I'm saying. You know? There's the Star Wars has the luxury of being such this big universe where they can throw in any story at all, and it would be cool. And it doesn't have to do with the ongoing Jedi Sith thing. Right.
And here Skeptically Pissed made a great point. Rey had no story arc. She began as a master, no need for training, incredibly bad story, not my Star Wars. She had no idea about nothing, about nobody, had no idea about what a Jedi was, nothing. She knew what rebels were. She was wearing the rebel helmet, and she wanted to be a rebel. But as far as like skills or training, and then all of a sudden she can control stormtroopers by telling them what to do. Thank you, Daniel Craig, for standing in for that role. You know what I'm talking about? Right. That scene? Yeah, that was the whole deal. It's like suddenly she knows how to do that now. Really? Okay. And then, you know, that she with no experience with a listen, man, I don't care who you are. Give somebody a lightsaber and they're going to freaking lose an arm. They're going to lose a limb. If they've never held anything or done anything, you know how to use anything like that. As far as we know, she hasn't even stick fighted with somebody. And yes, she's going to become a master. Yeah. Oh, it was hard to brain. Oh, hard on my brain. It was really hard on my brain. Those kinds of things. But Rogue One was cool. Rogue One, for those of you who don't know, is built off a single line in episode 4. A New Hope. And at the end of A New Hope, whenever they're planning their attack on the Death Star, I think it's one of the generals says something along the lines of, you know, the Bathians gave everything, or they did something, I don't remember the exact line, to get us this information. And that one line encapsulates all of what happens in Rogue One. I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome. It's so cool that they did that. And that could have not worked, you know, because going back to our discussion about the Thing in the prequel, I think one of the things that didn't work for me for the prequel is that we knew the end, what was going to happen. Like they weren't going to make it out, whatever that was. So like that anticipation was kind of already there. We already knew the end. And the same thing here. We already know that like they got the plans, but the mystery there. And I think what works the most for Rogue One is the characters. You actually cared about them. Yeah. So when the climax is happening, you want them all to make it. So I think that helped really. The writing was great.
Yeah. I did enjoy those. Now, we do have a comment here that says even the Mandalorian cut up their leg with a lightsaber, dark saber. I want to mention something. You know, I enjoyed the Mandalorian. It seems like the shows that are not the part of the big stuff is pretty good. Me and the Evil One both enjoyed the Mandalorian. One of the things that did not make sense to me about the Mandalorian, as I'm watching now, are you familiar? You've seen it, Gavin? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what's her name? Kai Botan. The chick comes in, Starbuck. Okay. So she comes in and they're like, oh, Mandalorians don't take off your helmet. They don't ever take off your helmet. All the way up to this point, they don't. And then here's all these Mandalorians who don't take off their helmet. They don't like tradition. Tradition, we don't follow that. That's not who we are. We're Mandalorians, but we don't. You know, that's not our big deal. We're not that so much on tradition. And then at the end of it, or like episode 2 or some business, like, here's the sword of all of Mandalorians. I'm going to give it to you so you can lead all of Mandalorians. And she's like, no, I can't take that sword unless I kill somebody to take it because of tradition. Put your helmet on, bitch. Put your helmet on. When you put your helmet on, then you can start talking about tradition. But until then, either put your fucking helmet on or take the goddamn sword. Why you gotta go be like that? I was like, that's just stupid. Anybody else with me? Do you know what I'm talking about? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? It's the headache. I had to yell at somebody. Bocan.
I love the passion. I love the passion with that.
Yeah. My understanding is the writer named her after his girlfriend's cat, or a combination of the name between the girlfriend and the girlfriend's cat's name, or some business like that. Where the Bo-Katan came from. Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I could be just stroking out, making shit up.
Hey, that's a cool story. We'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it. Somebody in the chat will correct me. I'm sure. So,
right.
Now that you brought up one of the things that we were talking about earlier, you talked about it. It's still a legitimate question. Which one? I haven't even here written down. What's your favorite universe? Are you a Marvel girl? Are you a DC girl? How do you swing?
So I've converted, right?
Okay.
So one of the things, actually, I was a Marvel.
I told the wife years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What'd you tell her?
Nothing. It was a joke about you swinging for the other team, and now you're saying you're first.
Well, hey, but now you can tell her.
I can tell.
That joke,
she's watching.
That joke hit in a different way. Oh, she is. Okay. She knows.
It did. Your wife will be surprised. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, big time. Okay, so
you converted.
So when the Marvel thing started, that was kind of like my entry point of being like, man, movies are really cool. I already liked movies prior to that. That wasn't my first like reasoning of why I liked movies, but just how Marvel brought in all these different movies and how everything worked together to tell a story, a cohesive story going forward. So cool. That's where they're at now. Pretty boring now, in my opinion. I wish I liked them more after Endgame, but I just don't. And then, like I was saying earlier, with DC and how
too.
Yeah,
me too. That's where it kind of
there are good movies. There's good movies in there, but they are far in between everything else. Really? And there's just no direction. And it's just, to me, it's boring.
I wouldn't know, because I was by the end of Endgame, I was so burnt on Marvel that there's so many movies I haven't even watched. It's like, oh, they come up with another movie. Oh, fine. Who are these? I don't care who these people are. Who are those? I don't care who those. I mean, it just became so saturated. Who gives a shit? Tell us about.
That's
DC,
what I'm saying. So DC never really got off the ground, unfortunately. They had very few movies that were really good or decent.
I liked The Mummy.
That whole time frame. So now,
in the Dark Universe, I dug The Mummy. I thought that was okay. Tom Cruise. I mean, I thought it was all right. I know. Don't shame. Hey, we don't shame. Okay, I shame a lot of people, but not about sci-fi. Okay, I shame a lot of people about sci-fi, but don't shame me about sci-fi. I enjoyed Tom Cruise's Mummy movie. I thought it was okay. It was all right. Could have been better.
Good. Mummy's good.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
good.
You look like something in your stomach just moved.
No, actually, to be fair, I did like that one. Okay. I didn't hate it. I wish because that was supposed to start off a whole nother universe over there too.
Yeah.
But that never got off the ground.
Morbius,
But then as far as DC goes, Morbius.
I don't know. Yeah, but some people like it.
A whole other thing.
Yeah. Carry on.
But as far as DC goes, they blew the whole thing up. They're starting from they're bringing in James Gunn, who did Guardians, that whole trilogy. He wrote those movies, he directed them. So now he's doing Superman that comes out this summer, and they just sound like they have a plan. But it's not. From what I hear, they're not just trying to tell an Endgame-esque story where every single project builds on each other. They're trying to build towards something, but it's more so every movie is its own thing. So if you go see a movie 2 years from now that's set in the universe and that's your entry point, you don't have to see the other ones to necessarily understand what's going on. And as long as they stick with that, I'm very excited about that, because I don't want to watch 10 different things to get caught up. That's asking too much.
Understood. Yeah. It lost me. I'm hopeful. They've got some things here. I think you're wrong. Right-handed Sith. Right-handed Sith says, at the damn network, many Bothans died to bring us this information. Was a Return of the Jedi. Was it Return of the Jedi? It says from Star Wars, but it could have been Return of the Jedi. Location, Death Star 2. Okay, Death Star 2 then. It was. We're furry. They were a furry species known for their spy network and political. So what they look like, I've never seen them. Sorry, I'm just kind of going off.
Oh, you're good.
That is fun. That is fantastic. Yeah, so it was a Death Star too. But that's the whole deal. It was a throwaway line. I don't remember there being any Bothans though in the thing. Maybe they were. Well,
Yeah.
you sure it was a Death Star too? Because didn't which Death Star was destroyed in or which Death Star did they build in Rogue One? That was the first one, wasn't it?
That was the first. It had it right.
Yeah, that was the first one.
So then what was?
I thought I could have sworn Rogue One was. I don't know. Where's Chad at? Now you're getting me confused.
Yeah, I haven't seen Star Wars in a long time. Like I said, I've had them. I just need to rewatch them. I've been meaning to.
Right, Rogue One is before A New Hope. That's what I thought it was actually kind of before / during A New. Yeah, because Peter Cushing is still there. It's kind of right in that area.
But like
that's what I like.
It ends right where it starts. So
yeah, and then so with Rogue One, they get the information up and they get it to the Rebel Alliance, and the Rebel Alliance know what they need to do to destroy the Death Star. So they have that meeting and they say, here's the thing. But yeah, the Bothans are referenced in the first film. Yeah, it's interesting.
Damn. I want to rewatch Rogue One now.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Just the talk of it. It's that good. Now I just want to jump back in.
Yeah, I did enjoy that one. And of course, like we were talking about The Mandalorian, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me ask you real quick, which is your favorite of the DC universe? What you got hopes for?
Oh man. Okay, so Superman looks good. I hope it's good. I'm worried that that's the thing. I trust James Gunn because for one, he's co-CEO of DC Studios now. So he got this new job. He wrote the script. He's directing the first thing that's going to launch this universe. It has to be good. There's no other way that it can be anything less than great, So I have high hopes for that. Announced a movie called Clayface, which is a villain in Batman's universe. But it's not going to have Batman. As far as we know, it's going to focus on him, and it's going to be rated R. The person who just did Speak No Evil from last year is directing it. I forgot his name right now, but that's kind of in the early works. I'm excited for that, considering it's horror. And I'm hoping that we get more so of a Joker type of movie with that, kind of like a character study, as opposed to this giant CGI, whatever, or practical effects, whatever they want to do. I just hope they focus on the characters first. So there's that. And then Lanterns looks pretty cool. They're filming that right now.
Oh, I want to see that. I actually enjoyed the Green Lantern movie with Ryan. I mean, there's parts of it that kind of, but I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Sure.
Let me ask you though, oh man, what was it you were just talking about? I was going to ask you if you like the first one or the second one better. I don't remember what it was now. Damn it. Tom Cruise, according to the evil one, is an overrated hack, but she loved him in Live, Die, Repeat, just to see him die over and over. And it was cute to watch her clap. Oh, look, he died again. Oh, look, he died again. So she's not really a Tom Cruise fan. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Left-Handed Jedi. The Doom That Came to Gotham is my favorite DC flick. I don't think I've seen that.
So I haven't watched that one yet. It's definitely on my list. I think it's on Max right now. I have seen that. It's definitely one I got to get after because DC animation just top tier.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of them. Let's see. The train of thought has left the station. It really has. Now here's one. Demonic Green. After Black Adam and the Immortals. I gotta say, one of the things that really made me disappointed with Black Adam. There was a lot that made me disappointed with Black Adam. Who the hell is Falcon? And how is he richer than Tony Stark? Has better equipment than Tony Stark, pretty much. And yet, he can sit there and fight one-on-one with Black Adam and literally take these powerful blasts from Black Adam. He's like the ultimate badass. He's apparently, according to the thing, and yet this Falcon dude can stand toe-to-toe with him. I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell is this guy?
So I liked him, and that's Hawkman is that character.
Hawkman,
I really I dug him. I thought he did a great job. But once again, it's that thing of like, here's this character. There's going to be backstory. Why is he rich? All these questions that you just asked. And now we'll never get that because the universe is being rebooted, which is fine. But that is a question. But like for me, that's one of the things that I dug about Black Adam. That I wish we got more of that character, but we aren't going to for the greater good.
Yeah, tell me about who he is.
So from what I know, he is kind of like a reincarnation. I don't know if this is the version they're going for, and I'm not an expert by any means. This is just
Hawkman, right? Right.
Yeah, okay. Hawkman. He's a reincarnation of like an Egyptian god that keeps getting reincarnated throughout the years. That's why he has the wings. But I couldn't tell in Black Adam if the wings were a suit or if that was his wings. I think it was a suit because it's metal. But Hawk Girl is going to be in Superman this summer. So we're going to see the other one in this one. The other god person is going to be in this one. So we'll hopefully get more of that in Superman.
So he's a god-worthy kind of creature. I get it. Rather than just being like some jackass who rocked up with, it's like a knockoff. What is a $2 Iron Man with the wings? What's his name? Captain America with the wings. Captain America with the wings. The
new one, right?
Yeah, with wings. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen them because I quit watching the damn movies. I
did go see that one. It's okay.
Sam? Is his name Sam?
Sam Wilson. I actually did a recap. It's funny. I'll do recaps on movies for my channel, and I did a recap of why he should get the shield, why he should be Captain America, and I think he should get the shield and be Captain America, just how the story played out. But man, that new movie, Captain America, Brave New World, that did not do it for me at all. I wish it did. It's more so a sequel to the Incredible Hulk from 17 years ago than progressing Sam's story. I don't know why they went that way.
Wow. Now you're talking the Mark Ruffalo Hulk or the other Hulk?
The one with Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Hulk. Gotcha.
So the sequel to that. Yeah.
That's weird. That is odd. Huh. Why they would go that route.
Very weird choices.
They got so much material they could work with. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me do a thing here. I'm going to real quick check and see. Okay, that looks good. Oh, that's looking good. And I'm going to run us a little commercial and go get a cup of coffee. Okay, are you ready for a cup of coffee? You got time for a cup of coffee? I'm going to go get a cup of coffee.
Let's do it.
I'm going to play some goats for the morning people. Goat scented flesh candles. If you're into that sort of thing. We'll be back in a minute.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall snipe thee.
What do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
I'm watching the thing now.
Oh, the ghost. Yeah. There's the goats in it. All right, so you've never seen the Pharaoh's Curse song either? You never heard that or know what that's about? Can you hear it if I play it for you? Can you hear it? Make it to where you can hear the video.
Sure.
And I'm gonna play this. I think the people kind of like this. I'm gonna run this and enjoy this little video.
está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse. There's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
Yeah, so that was Gavin's first experience with the goat-scented flesh candles and the the Pharaoh's Curse song. Therapists are standing by, Gavin, if you need. Yeah, so for those of you who are on the word, good morning, Motley. Thank you for joining us. Captive Desk, thank you for being here. Why? Because bro, thank you for being here. Purple rhymes with orange. Purple, nice to see you. Good morning. The Marvel characters in the comics were better because they were fleshed out people. Peter Parker wasn't just Spider-Man. He had to worry about paying the rent and not flunking out of school. Yeah.
Yep.
Good point.
If you think about it, when's the last time you got a story like that? Been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. I saw a comment earlier, but I may have not highlighted it because I'm a bad person. Aha. All right. Udhef. I'm going to try that. Udhef says, the only good Marvel things I've ever watched were Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, I've never seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Have you seen the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I remember when it came out, I started it. I never stuck with it though. But it had a few seasons, so it was successful.
Did they? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Did you, are you a Game of Thrones or do you do the Game of Thrones?
Yes. Now I don't know a lot about it. I watched it all. I watched House of Dragon. I'm saving season 2 until it's closer to season 3 so I can kind of have it flow a little bit better. But I do like Game of Thrones. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Muttley Von Air gave a $2 or £2 super chat. He's from England and said, didn't Peter Parker pick a peck of pickled peppers? I believe he did indeed pick a peck of pickled peppers.
What I know, he did.
I think he did. You didn't think I was going to be able to do that, did you?
No, that was good. Impressive.
No, I'll be okay. I need to lay down, though, after doing that. Thank you for the £2 super chat, Muttley. Appreciate that. Yeah, so they were really, I enjoyed the Thor movie, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that we met in those movies, but I just never pursued it. Again, it got so saturated.
Yeah.
You could not swing a dead cat without a new Marvel thing coming out, you know?
Yeah.
And one of the things is that they made it kind of where there's no stakes, man. There's no stakes. Anyone can die and you can bring them back all the time, you know? And it's kind of whenever that stuff
There's no
starts
tension.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, they're going to die. And it's like, okay, Loki died again. How are we going to get him back? Loki died.
Yeah.
I mean, Loki's dead. And we got a whole series of Loki after he died.
Exactly.
And
I didn't ask for that.
yeah. But, well, I mean, it may be good. I haven't watched it. But, I mean, I'm just saying, they're like, no, he's really dead this time. Thanos really dead, you know. But you watch. In the future, they're like, oh, here he is again. Somebody will wave a magic stone or some business and they'll bring Loki back. It's, you know, that's kind of lost it for me. Now, there are a lot of people who, man, that first Superman versus Batman movie, or the only Superman versus Batman movie, they had a lot of opportunity there. They really did. You know who I
Between me and my friends, I'm like known as the guy who will back that movie up. I don't think it's a great movie by any means. I just think it's a lot of fun, and you know, turn your brain off. Try not to look too deep into it. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially the director's cut. The Ultimate Edition fills in the gaps. It was a little bit better.
I enjoyed it. The only thing that there was this one thing that I kind of got. So me and you're kind of on the same page, really. Well, okay. A lot of people didn't like was, and this is what I was going to say, you know who I blame? I blame Martha. There were so many.
I saw that in the chat.
Martha! Like, who the hell's Martha?
Oh,
my mom's Martha and your mom's Martha. You must not be worthy of killing. I don't, you know, and but I mean, I enjoyed Batman's preparation. Now, one of the things is Batman was mad, in my opinion, at the wrong thing. I mean, Batman's going after Superman because Superman hurt people while defending the planet where everybody would have been dead. Everybody would have been dead.
Everyone.
You know, but only a few people were dead. And because Batman or Superman somehow didn't prevent those few people from being dead, now Batman is going to go after Superman and makes this big, huge thing about it. And then, of course, oh man, the only other thing. So that logic, but beyond that, all I'm saying is I wish he would have had a better reason. That's all. I wish he'd have had a better reason.
No.
And then the only other
that reason would be, but I know. I'm just saying, like I get his reasoning. I get the reasoning as far as writing of, okay, that makes sense of why he's mad. But you make a great point of like, yeah, but the alternative was everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Yeah.
What'd you want?
And it's not like he chose to go fight there among those buildings. He was forced to fight there by someone of three people of equal strength to his own were fighting against him, you know? I mean, so I think really in that case, okay, so we'll set that aside and just say that because other than that, I really think I mean, if they'd have just come up for a better reason for Batman to be against him, because it was really cool how he went about it. The only other thing where I really feel like they so dropped the ball was freaking Lex Luthor. What's his name?
Man, Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. I mean, come on, dude. Really? No, I don't blame him at all. I don't blame Jesse at all.
No, I don't either.
Jesse, if you're watching.
But think about that. They were like, hey, you know, he probably auditioned for the role, or I don't know exactly how it all would have worked. But then he reads the script, and I would love to see that script of like showing how the mannerisms are, what he's saying. And for one, that's like a big red flag. But then he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have fun with this, and he went crazy with that.
Yeah. Well,
it was so goofy.
I thought, I don't know, they just could have done better. They had an opportunity. I mean, I rarely will you find me blaming the actor as an actor. You know, they're there to do what they're paid to do, and that's read the writers and the producers and what they put out there to do. And I try to judge them for what but man, I'm just saying they could have had him in a better role. He's a great actor. He could have been. He's very loose, very fluid. You know. He just did not make a good Lex Luthor. We could have had a lot better Lex Luthor. But other than that, those two things, I really enjoyed that movie. I think tiny little thing though. We could have used a tiny bit more Wonder Woman. But I think we got more in the extended cut, didn't we? We did get more in the extended cut.
I want to say so.
I
think she may have been in a scene or two extra, but she wasn't Wonder Woman until the very end, which I kind of like that build up because it worked, but I would have loved to see her more in it because I thought she was good.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Sean Alexander says the best superhero movie is objectively Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. There is a lot I really enjoyed about that, but there was some of it that's a little hammy, but there was something I could watch it again and enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
Ember says it's always something, man, except Wonder Woman, whose superpower is having no powers when she's tied up for some total kink-related reason. It's true. I don't know if you knew that or not. Did you know that? The man who originally wrote Wonder Woman was a misogynist, and he liked to tie women up. And her weakness is if you tie her up, even with just regular handcuffs, common rope, once she's bound, she's helpless, completely helpless.
I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
What?
Yeah. I don't know about the new Wonder Woman. I don't know if they put that in there or not, but I could be misremembering slightly on the details. Yeah, but not by much. Sean says he was being sarcastic. Sean's a pretty big sci-fi fan. He's a Star Trek fan. Live long and prosper.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We haven't really talked about Star Trek. Have I been doing? I enjoyed Watchmen. I enjoyed the Watchmen movie.
Yeah, Watchmen was sweet.
Now I got to be honest. The Watchmen movie was my first encounter with that universe. You know, so I didn't have years of like sci-fi or like cartoon books and comic books and all that business to get all wrapped up in and then go, oh, they didn't do it right. When I saw it, I was like, man, this is a pretty cool flick. You know, apparently at the end there was supposed to be some big multi-tentacled creature that came out and did stuff, but they decided to make the blue guy, the bad guy, and make him blow up stuff. So there was some changes that some people were really bothered with. Not me, because I didn't see that stuff before.
I mean, I didn't know what Watchmen was until I watched the movie, and I loved it.
Exactly.
It was great. I thought it was great.
And then that ending where he's like, you think I would tell you if there was any chance you could stop me? I did it half an hour ago, dude. The plan is done. You know, I really enjoyed that. That's worth a watch again. I would watch that with the evil one. And there was one part that, okay, I'm in my 50s, you know, maybe when I was 20, this might have been more my thing, but there's a long sex scene in it where they have this music, and I mean, I'm sure I enjoy boobies. And Malin, I don't remember her name, she's pretty. I enjoy seeing her boobies. That was fantastic. I could have done without that entire Owlman, her getting together scene. It was just, I don't know why, it just seemed superfluous.
Out of place.
Yeah. I don't know why. But anyway, beyond that, seeing them go in and kick ass, I realize that's probably one of the few parts of that movie. Seeing the flashbacks, the forward, watching what the comic does, or the comedian, how he goes through his stuff. Fantastic. Raven Lunatic says, are we sure the kinky stuff isn't just Chris's fanfic? I'm not telling you, have to pay extra for that. Simply Secular Dave, and that's why she needs a safe word. I don't know where that came from, but I'm enjoying it. Safe word is Armageddon. I don't know. Robert X, good to see you this morning. She has the power to seduce Batman. Robin never managed that. You don't know. Maybe he did.
Never saw it.
I know. Right-handed sis says the only boobies that matter are the ones Bill Wigglestick talks about, right? Yeah. You know, oddly, Gavin probably doesn't even know who Bill Wigglestick is. That's all right.
Nope.
No idea? Yeah, that's all right. Well, you know, here in a minute, we'll run some Bill Wigglestick for our next little commercial. And if you want to watch Bill Wigglestick, you'll get to see who Bill. You have no idea?
Yeah, for sure. I have to be in on the joke.
Oh, of course. Well, you know, there's William Shakespeare. Bill.
All right.
Wigglestick.
Got it.
Shakespeare. I knew you'd get there. I knew you'd put the two together.
early. It's early. I was sitting
It is early. It is. Hey, I got people who've been watching this show for a long time and had no idea who Bill Wigglestick was, or they didn't. They knew who he was. They cheer for Bill. They'll post boobies. You'll see boobies here in a little bit. They're little blue-footed bastards, or they'll post pictures of Bill in the chat, and I'll have to play some Bill. We lost Bill. I can't find Bill. We've looked everywhere for Bill. I can find most of Bill. I can't find the hat. I've lost Bill's hat. That's sad. Bill may be gone. Anyway, onward and upward. Oh, okay. So those are the boobies. I don't know if you saw them on the screen. Okay, they're gone now. But I'll tell you what. Okay. Watch that. Turn that on. I'll go ahead. It's 8 o'clock. I'll play some Wild Bill Wigglestick. There you go, Bill. There's boobies and Bill floating across the screen.
Oh, there we go.
And now I'm going to play some Wild Bill. So if you want to turn it on and you can hear it, I'll make it. You ready? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Therapists are standing by. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did that a long time ago. People have been demanding more Bill, and I was getting ready to make more Bill, and yet we had a fundraiser, and people were like, let's get Bill to dance on the fundraiser while Darante did a rap. I was going to get Bill to dance for him, and I can't find Bill. He's missing. I've got gone. Bill. I can't find his hat, and I may have to do a show. Have you seen this man? Where's Wild Bill Wigglestick? Yeah, we may have to do it because he's missing.
Find that
Wild
hat.
Bill, we got to find the hat. Wild Bill Wigglestick. Have you seen this man? Anyway, so yeah, those are some of the craziness to go. I don't know. You get no idea this is what goes on. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. They'll come get me one of these days. Yeah, some of this is from the old show back in 2019, like you saw at the old place. But
yeah,
let me go here.
That's cool.
So I got a good answer for that. So basically, you were a Marvel girl, and now you're more of a DC girl.
Yes.
I noticed that Left-Handed Jedi says wanted to know if Wild Bill was single. That's an interesting question. When we find Wild Bill, we'll ask. And Raven Lunatic says asking for a friend. And, Raven, don't let the name Raven mislead you. Raven Lunatic is a man. An Australian.
Okay.
Yes. And funny, but likes to pick on me because I'm short. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find something for you. Oh, there's a picture somewhere. Let's go here. Under leave of Brutus and the rest. All right, so picture merch. Is that here? Aha. Let me show you this. There we go. Let me share my little screen with you, and you will see Raven. Come on now, do it this way. Live stream. Let's go this way. Boop. Share. There you go. There's Raven. He's got himself a little Daily Atheist shirt. So he's from Australia, which means we're safe. we're safe for now. Yeah. I tell people, I'm like, if I'm walking around, I hear an Aussie behind me, I'm like, oh, is that Raven? Oh no. We've notified the local authorities.
He may be among us.
He may be among us. That's right. That's right. Have you seen the movie The Thing? It's more of the It. He's cool. Raven's a lot of fun. Picks on me all the time. Bill is MIA. That's right, Raven. Bill is. It's very bothersome because I don't know where Bill could be. I mean, like, you don't lose a hat like that, you know? I mean, it's maybe the wife sold it for cocaine and hooker money. I don't know.
Have you asked her directly yet?
I'm not stupid.
That's what she did.
No. Why would I do that?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I'm not into pain. Anyway, so let me go over here. We actually have a poll. I want to see how our poll is doing today. Have you seen my poll? No, you haven't seen my poll. The poll is, it's Sci-Fi Saturday. Are you Team Predator or Team Xenomorph? Join me and Gavin from Gavin Goes to the Movies as we do lots of nerdy sci-fi stuff. Don't miss it. So far, Team Predator. We've got the options are Team Predator, Team Xenomorph, or Team Ollie.
I mean, you have to go Ollie.
You almost certainly have to go Ollie. I would think so. So
you have to go Ollie.
That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, in a straight up fight, oh yeah, Ollie any day.
All day.
All day. So far though, Team Predator is winning 42%. Maybe I think it's people who don't know who Ollie is. That's probably what they haven't seen what they're up against.
That's got to be it.
He's sleeping around here somewhere. He's over there on like a little dog blanket. So
he's too cool to care who wins. He wins.
He is.
He doesn't care.
And then there's Team Xenomorph is coming in at 25%. There are some people out there who like to see shit get fucked up. That's Team Xenomorph. That's you guys. Native Atheist says, wow, I didn't know Raven was a dude. Well, that's no reason. That's no reason to stop hitting on him. Carry on, Native Atheist. Keep on hitting on Raven. Ollie is the best predator.
Even more so now.
Yeah, even more so. I mean, did you see the hair? Do I make you horny, baby? I know that's not an Australian accent, but that's as close as I can get. I did good. Somebody said, why? Because Weed Bro, Bill, I believe his name is Bill, said Ollie is the best predator. He's so innocent you'd never expect it. That's the whole deal. The real predator would be like, oh, such a cute little puppy, and go to pick him up, dead, you know? And then the Xenomorph, that's right. The Xenomorph would be like, ooh, a tasty, easy treat. Sneak up on it, dead. That's just, I mean, they wouldn't see it coming. Raven says, I kidnapped Wild Bill. He's being held in my basement. Ransom is to burn 10 goat-scented candles, and I'll release him. Darante is the man. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Raven. Yes. Bill. Bill is locked in Raven's basement. That's a notion right there. I'm one that's gonna need therapy. The therapists are standing by. The cans have been buried. Most people today are dudes. I like dudes. Dudes works for everybody. I think dudes is a non-gender thing.
It's kind of turned into that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. True. Very true. That's a quote from Romeo and Juliet. As you might have imagined. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I would assume. I'd be more shocked if it wasn't.
Yes. I want to, since we're here, let's talk about it. You know, you may often hear the thing, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
let me ask you briefly, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay. So most people can. Okay. Most people think she's like, where, because it's wherefore art thou Romeo?
Right. See, I knew it was deeper. I knew.
Yeah. It's actually wherefore is a word that we don't use anymore. That means for what reason? Why are you Romeo?
Why did he?
Right. It's not really why are you Romeo? It's why are you a Capulet? Why are you the son of someone I can't love? Why are you someone I can't, you know, that's kind of, rather than just being, where the hell is Romeo? Because when I was a kid, I used to think it was, she'd go up there, wherefore art thou Romeo, you know? And he's like, hey, bitch, I'm over here in the garden, if you've seen the play. So, Ember says the original theatrical run, Juliet was a dude too. That's so true, because back then they didn't let women on stage, so all the women were played by men or boys. So that's
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it took a turn in olden speak. Yeah, so back to the sci-fi. I think I do actually have another question for you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about sci-fi. And the way we see it here, as long as it's not a rom-com, you know, if it's the past and it's cool, if it's the future and it's cool, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't have to be science fiction. It can be horror. It can be, you know, whatever. However, let me ask you, do you have some faves that you're looking forward to specifically coming out in 2025?
Oh, next week, Mickey 17 is coming out with Robert Pattinson. And that, I believe, is based off of a book. I've never read the book, but the movie just looks so cool. I don't know. Have you seen the trailer for that? You know what it's about?
I've seen, I've seen it. I think it looks fun. Cloning.
Looks cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, it looks like a lot of fun.
So there's that. Yeah. Also, this year, there's no trailer or anything out yet, but the new Predator comes out. It's called Predator Badlands. And apparently it's going to be from the point of view of the Predator. So that's going to shake things up. And I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. And then Superman, I guess you could, I don't know if that's technically sci-fi, but there's that.
Oh, no doubt. Any of those universes, that's all sci-fi. That all counts, you know, any of that. And, you know, again, it doesn't, if it's horror, you know, maybe you've got just a straight up horror flick that you enjoy. Yeah. What are those things like, how would you classify Don't Look Up? Not Don't Look Up, not that one. What's the one with, oh man, there was this creature in the sky. Is it Up?
Nope.
Nope.
Is it Nope?
Yeah. You know, Nope.
Sci-fi. Yeah.
Is it
sci-fi horror, I guess? Yeah, I think horror, so.
But if the creature that's there is just a natural creature, like a shark, then it's not really sci-fi. It can fly, right? You know what I mean? But that's only, you know, lots of things. Maybe, you know, I'm just saying, it's only sci-fi, but then you find out it's a creature. It's not actually a spaceship. It's a creature. It could have come from anywhere. It's a real thing. It's set in our modern time.
Yeah.
Kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But but hell no, we'll talk about it. I enjoy it. I thought it was a good flick, you know?
I thought it was cool too. I think a lot of people, that's probably a lot of people's least favorite from Jordan Peele. I thought it was cool. I don't know what my favorite of his would be, but Nope was good. I thought it was cool how like the pacing just kind of, there's a lot of mystery surrounding it, and then it just goes crazy and they're just trying to survive from this thing, and how they actually get rid of it I thought was creative, and it was cool.
It was cool. The one thing that I thought
I liked it.
It was an interesting take was whenever they did at the beginning of it, they open up, and my take on it was the reason why the monkey didn't kill the kid was because whenever the monkey went to look at the kid wasn't looking at the monkey. He didn't make eye contact with the monkey. He was looking at the shoe, because in all the chaos, a shoe happened to be standing on end, and it had caught the kid's attention, and he was looking at that shoe, and that was the difference. That's why the monkey didn't go after him, because he never made eye contact, or he didn't at that point make eye contact or with it, or some of that business.
Interesting.
But when you go back and watch, why is that shoe there? And I mean, you're like, the whole movie, I was waiting for, that's like a Chekhov's gun. I'm waiting for some reason for that shoe. Was it aliens? Was it related to the alien that we thought was an alien flying around? Because you see the promos and you kind of know something's going on, you know?
Yeah.
But they never delivered on that outside of kind of subtly going, the only reason why, I mean, kind of if you figure that out, that's probably why the monkey didn't get him. And then to have him get at the end was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that you like Nope. That's cool.
Yeah. I think it's the only Jordan Peterson movie I've seen. There's a couple other ones you mentioned, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Say not Jordan Peterson. What's his name?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. I'm sorry. Jordan Peele. Yes.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, some jackass from the Atheists. He's not an atheist. He's anyway, some other jackass. So Jordan Peele, I've never seen any of his other movies, like the one where they put the old people's spirit in the young black people or business like that.
Yeah. Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah. I've never seen that, but
definitely check it out. It's a lot of people love it. I liked it. I wasn't it wasn't a game changer for me, but I understand why it was for a lot of people. His second movie, Us, I thought was really cool. That one was really, it was like doppelgangers kind of. Okay. And you don't know what's going on with that. And I thought that had a great twist. I think that was really interesting too.
I haven't seen that one either. And that's one, me and the evil one should probably watch those because they're, you know, I mean, what we've seen of his work is fantastic. Nope was great. Some movies, you know, I don't like it whenever they have these long thoughtful pauses, kind of too many. So let me ask you this: have you seen what's that show? The show about monsters that get you if you make sound.
Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place. So have you seen the first one? Or have you seen any of them?
I've seen all three. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I think it's the most recent one where it's actually kind of a prequel.
Yes.
Okay. I tried to watch that. I couldn't watch it. I found there were so many. What's that?
I was going to say, what was the issue?
Okay. There were so many of these long, boring, slow shots. It's the beginning of the movie. The lady's sitting on her bed and we're going to see a long, slow, boring shot of her face as she sits there on the bed. She looks sad. She's looking down. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And it just kept on with that. It was, I mean, I think there's some deaf thing. It's been a while since I tried to get through it. She's deaf. Somebody's deaf. I don't really remember because I mean, I just couldn't get into it. I just could not. It was so, oh my goodness. It was so boring. And then, you know, they start to get towards the action part. And what do? Long look at her eyes as she sits. There's a monster over there. We're going to sit here and look at her eyes, though, and we're going to pan slowly. I'm like, oh my God. Who did this? That was my thing I didn't like. But I never got, I'm going to have to give it a shot again. I just couldn't get, I don't think got really into part of the monster part. It was just, there were so many right from the beginning.
There was too much.
Too much. Yeah.
So I didn't notice that, but my experience, did you watch it at home?
Yes. Yeah.
So I watched it in the theater. So that, like, just being in the big screen with people, I think might have made it a little bit more fun. But at the same time, I was recovering from a cough, like a really bad, I was sick. And so I had to like leave a few times because I was like really still recovering from that. So I wasn't as engaged. And so maybe I missed a few of those long shots, or, you know, I was a little bit more distracted or something like that. So I get that. It's my least favorite of the three for sure, even just based off of what I've seen. I thought they did a few things right. I liked focusing on the characters, but they already did that in the past two also. I think that's like the main thing they should do. And I actually think going more action with this was the wrong choice because we want that build up. We want that tension. I think that's what worked best in the other ones.
And see, I never got that far. Never got that far into it.
Yeah.
Now with I'm trying to remember. I got to be honest with you. I don't think we've even seen A Quiet Place 1 and 2. I've seen a Quiet Place 1 and 2 came out because I like Emily Blunt. I dig her. A Quiet Place 1 and 2 came out, but at the same time, another one kind of similar. Oh, Bird Box. Bird Box?
Yes.
With Sandra Bullock. And I mean, I just had problems with a lot of that. Some of it was a bad movie, dude. I think it was a bad movie. For lots of reasons. She was very, the hero we're supposed to follow along with is so disassociated from, I don't know what it was about kids. She didn't want to even have names for her kids. And it goes through this whole thing about that. And then there's this, what really got me though was them going down rapids in a boat together, a woman and 2 kids. The boat turns over and they all survive. And I was like, oh man, that was bad. There was just a lot. I didn't like Bird Box. And after watching Bird Box, that made me not want to watch A Quiet Place.
I can tell you Quiet Place is better than Bird Box. Man, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before of how there's not just in Marvel and comic book movies, but there's no like repercussions for things that happen, right? That's a perfect example of where if one of the kids died, or even if both of them, that would have been so like huge. And I think that would have like made the movie better as far as like, this is a real world where really bad things happen. So that's a good point. I forgot about that rapid scene.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot to it. I mean, how did they get as far as they did? I mean, there was just a lot to it. Now I want to see A Quiet Place, because one of the things about A Quiet Place is that, there's points in this where they make the tiniest of little sound and they have to freak out because this creature is coming and going to do these things. But yet they have a baby. And I tell you, as much as the mother can sit there and go and bite down on something and get through birthing a child as quietly as possible, keeping a baby quiet. Yeah.
And they do mess with that. They do play around with that of how they do that. And I think once again, is it believable? Who knows if that would actually have worked, but yeah, definitely check it out if you get a chance.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the chat are loving it. So
that's what they said. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have to give that a try. Again, the third one though, I like watching movies, especially if I can get into it. I'd be willing to give it a try,
Definitely.
But it was really hard. I found it very boring. And the lady who plays it, she's a great actress. I can't remember her name. It's an African name.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes, very great actress. She does a great job.
She's great.
All that business. So again, I don't fault her. And it's like, if I remember right, it's her face we're staring at for the opening of the, it's like all the way in, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I just need more. I need more. So I'll have to check it out and see. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
18 inches of plot armor and an emergency cord to yank them back from the afterlife. I'm not sure which one, but there was quite a few of those we were talking about.
Yeah.
The ones that where, they die and they just keep coming back and coming back and coming back.
Yeah.
Good morning, Top Tester. Thank you for joining us. All you wonderful people. Let's see here. We are about the bottom half of the hour. I think, guys, I'm still dealing with a headache. I'm gonna let everybody go here in just a minute. I'm gonna go take a nap. It's probably what I'm gonna do. Thank you all for joining up. I want to say thanks to Gavin. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any projects coming up or any plans? Are you going to start doing live streams or?
Are
you a gamer? Do you game on Twitch?
I don't game on Twitch. I used to play games a lot, and I kind of dialed that back so that I can start to do YouTube more as far as the movies go. And I'm finding it very hard to do anything else like leisure wise when I'm focusing on this. And I'm sure you can attest to that, right?
Yeah.
You're doing something else and you have ideas for videos, you have ideas of what you can do as far as editing goes and just all this stuff. But it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. As far as projects that are coming up, nothing specific, but yeah, like on my channel, I do recaps, news, reviews on movies, and just fun little things in between. Like you're saying, like top 10s and things like that. But I have a lot of fun with the recaps. of movies
I've
and
noticed
shows.
those. Those are good. Yeah, you do good.
Yeah,
I enjoy those.
yeah, they're fun.
Raven Lunatic gave a $5 super chat and said, if you knew they were going to remake an old movie and cast you in it, what movie would you like to star in or be an extra in at least? Thank you for the $5 super chat, Raven.
That's tough. Let's do
tough.
Dang. Do you have an answer for that?
No. I have an answer. You go first. Yeah. Well, if you don't know, I'll answer.
I don't know yet.
Okay. It would obviously be something Star Trek. Whether it be the original series. Who would I want to play in the original series? I'm too old nowadays to play. But it just definitely be something Star Trek. Nowadays, I'm an admiral, right? I'm either a bad guy, a villain, or I'm an admiral. If I'm in Starfleet, I'm not a lieutenant. I'm not a commander. Look at me. I'm just too old to be any of that business. So that's where I would be. I'd like to be a villain, probably. Okay. Especially if it's a one-off movie, where I'm only going to get to do one of them. Yeah, If I was going to be a recurring character, yeah, it'd be different. But I'd love to be a villain.
Nice. I think my mind, and once again, I don't want this to be remade, but if it was going to, I'd want to do like Back to the Future and maybe be an extra in that. I couldn't be, one of the main people, but I think being an extra in that and just being a part of that, filming that, the ideas, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, that would be it. Ember says I could play a Klingon. I'm 6'3" and I can yell at people. I could play a Klingon. I have a ballot. I really do have a ballot. All right, guys. Thank you all. I'm going to reread what I like to do at the end of the show. Is I like to reread our super chats of the day. I had technical issues yesterday, and I couldn't get all that shit done. We did, though. For those of you who participated in our fundraiser, we had talked about doing a rap. Darante was going to rap, and Bill was going to dance, but we couldn't find Bill. So I danced, and Bill, but we had technical issues at the end of our fundraiser, so we didn't get to do that. Last night, during Darante's fundraiser, he rapped, and I shook my moneymaker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a clip of that for those of you who were part of that, and I'm going to put that on our show Monday. Because we were going to do that yesterday at the end of our show, but my tech crashed. It was actually my little headphones. These little bastards right here. Yes. So let me read our super chats real quick to say thank you for our fan funding. Raven Lunatics for $5 said, glad to see you on the show, Gavin. Your Guardian shirt shows you have good tastes. Chris, can you dim the lights a bit more? We can still see you. Left-Handed Jedi said, the doom that came to Gotham is my favorite DC flick. I'm going to have to watch that. Just the name alone sounds intriguing.
Yeah, I believe it's animated, and other than that, I don't know much about it, but I have seen that pop up on a lot of lists. So,
and we
both need to check that out.
I dig animated. I just put the wife through the original 1984 Transformers movie the other day. She will not forgive me anytime soon for that. Muttley Von Erich for £2 said, didn't Peter Parker pick a peck of pickled peppers? I do believe he did. And I did it again somehow. I don't know how.
You did it again. I was just about to say.
I know. For $5, Raven Lunatic said, I kidnapped Wild Bill. He's being held in my basement. Ransom is to burn 10 goat-scented candles, and I'll release him. Darante is the man. Hashtag Darante. He likes making me sing out Darante. You don't know who Darante is, so.
I've seen him on your videos.
Yeah. We look a little. It's hard to tell us apart, but if you focus,
very similar.
Raven Lunatic says for $5, if you knew they were going to remake an old movie and cast you in it, what movie would you like to star in or be an extra in at least? Yeah. Those are our. If I'm going to star in, that's the whole deal. Just imagine being able to go back in time and be an extra on the set of any historical movie that you could. Like I could go back and watch them making The Wrath of Khan and be an extra while Ricardo Montalban was over there fighting with, William Shatner and Ben. That would be fantastic. I would rather go back
history being made.
Yes, I'd rather go be a part of it and kind of watch it, like you said, as an extra, rather than actually replacing one of the actors in this case.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Raven, for that. Okay, guys, I am off to save the world. Thank you, Gavin, for joining us on Sci-Fi Saturday. Man, if you're not against it, we'll have to have you back one of these days. It's awful early to get a young person up, It is an
No,
ungodly
this is
hour.
great.
Good. All right. Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. Sin safely, and we'll see you Monday. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen